Firstly, one half of the question is these plants were not readily available. But the real issue is not that these plants are available or not available. They've been around forever. I don't know if they've been in India. But the bigger question is, when I get off of this telephone call, for which I'm grateful that this exists, we will go back into our lives. That will be the next SMS you receive, the next like or dislike on a Facebook page, the next extremely wonderful bit of wine you must taste because it's 50 years old and it's been in such and such a cave and blah, blah, blah. And it's this continual performance. We have perfected the ego today. We have perfected it. There's nothing better in any world, in any sport, in any whatever you choose, then you can have. And the real question is that given the fact that 5 minutes from now, there will be a demand on my personal time that's going to pull me into this Maya world. It's going to pull. It's so centrifugal that the question becomes, do you need help on the path of self-inquiry any more than 50 years ago or 100 years ago? I can't imagine, and I'm speaking from the West. I'm not speaking from Arunachala, where maybe life is a little less complicated, maybe. I don't know, I've never been. But our lives here, they're overwhelmingly complicated. And Maya is pulling every second of every single day.
That is why we are doing satsang every second day. I think you're muted, but I think your muting actually should get into the inner silence. This is the thing. That is what all we are doing together. There's nothing else. This is a help. When you are saying in this modern world, this is so much the artificial intelligence and media and all that stuff. But then same thing you can use for your own benefit, that's what we are doing. We are virtually together on this YouTube platform, thousands and thousands of kilometers away, still together. How nicely we are using the same technology which will drown you into Maya. It is helping us to elevate from Maya. So that's what we are doing, isn't it? I think you can use the same things which can drown you to elevate you, So, thank you, Robert. Anyway, it was a good discussion about something which we usually don't discuss. Meena, you want to say something?
Yes, I only wanted to say shortly that
Yes.
I have used such plants, and I have also girlfriends that have made that. And I always ask myself, who is using that? Because we want to eliminate the ego, but it is the ego using that plant. And at the end, it will stay an experience. And then we come back to this state, and it's always like that. It's not awareness. As awareness, we have not to use anything.
Awareness doesn't need anything.
No.
Yes.
That's always, I am taking this plant, and for what purpose am I taking this plant? I'm going fast to an experience, but it stays an experience. It's not more than an experience, even if the feeling of an egoless state is there, but after this feeling is gone again.
Very true. So transient dissolving or so-called experience of dissolving is of no use when it comes back, and comes back with a vengeance, comes back with an addiction, comes back with the dependence on it, and comes back with other issues, anxiety, fear, panic attacks, depression, and all those things. So look, Bhagwan has never recommended, and I don't think I would call it as a help on the path of self-inquiry. Alertness is something which is important. If you think drowning into the drugs can take you there, not possible. Every day we touch the same self in our deep sleep, but we are not alert. That's why we keep missing it. So meet that beloved in full alertness and awareness, then only it will work. It cannot work otherwise. Otherwise, it is just an experience, as Meena ji was saying, it is just an experience to the mind that this has dissolved and that has dissolved. And talking about the hippie culture, where it took, how many out of those people actually got enlightenment taking those drugs on a regular basis? Maybe people might have taken it, that might have created interest into it, and then they might have looked into it without taking it. With taking it, I don't believe. And this is one of the reasons I also feel that all these things which leads to frontal disinhibition or which are frontal depressants like alcohol, they are not helping. They are actually slowing your realization. They don't help. People have used all sorts of indulgence to see if they can go beyond ego, including indiscriminate sex and all those things. And I don't want to name, but there were gurus and teachers who did all these things. And a tree is known by its fruit. How many people who followed those paths have reached there? None. Even those gurus have fallen from the grace. What is the purpose then to discuss those things again and again? And if they are so important, and I have to be very clear that psychedelics in India has been used for thousands of years. It's not that there were no psychedelics available in India from whatever date you said, 1897 to 1950. We have records, people are using all sorts of things, but none of the Shastras, none of the Vedantas, Upanishads, any teachings, Patanjali Yogas, no one says to take them and they will help you. None of those texts says that. So it is out of the question even as a help or an aid for any type of path out of what we know mainstream paths. So this is my take, and if someone has some other views, they can do what they want to do. It's your own life. But here we are only talking about more purity rather than less purity.